I don't always like videos, but when I do, I always prefer Road Dog Crypto. Trade wisely, my friends.
I wait for someone to save. I wanna tell you something new. You drove us both into a wall. I drive away into the night, and I contemplate for a while. I wish you all the best I can, and I stop myself for a while. I'm saying things I don't believe. The panic rising up in you. Won't you tell me something new? Don't you think for the people the best if I pack my stuff and leave sooner than this? Don't you think for the people the best if I pack my stuff and leave sooner than this? Don't you wish I wanna feel someone else? I wanna feel your death without making a mess at you. Won't you tell me something new? I wanna tell you something new.
Sean, what the hell are you watching? Oh, hey, honey. Road Dog. Just watching Road Dog Crypto, honey. That's all we're doing. You can sleep on the couch tonight. Hell, I sleep on the couch most every damn night. What did you say? I said, you're looking awful lovely tonight, my dear. Oh, Lord, let's get these buttons ready. Don't want to get piss Road Dog off again. Hell, everybody getting there and jumping down my throat right now.
Wish you all the best I can, but I stop myself for a while.
Oh, good Lord. Habib, did you polish his shoes? I know he don't wear the damn things to show him off or anything, but he's big about that. Did you polish them? I speak sign them very well. Oh, hell, he thinks he's a damn cowboy tonight.
Oh, it looks very good, sir. Oh, very nice. Here, let me get your saddle for you. Oh.
Tell man, eat your greens. When you fight, but you do real clean. Then you come to the bed and you love real dirty. Everybody sweater drops, you're real keen. Bring it, let me get your juiciest piece. Can't remember when I've had the same please. The shops of the club never had no boundary. How's it gonna be? Wanna eat these centipedes? Where we gonna go? You're gonna eat these calories. Giving me a treat to refill these batteries. Then you only them on your knees. There's no way to dream. Ooh, it's sneaking up on you. There's nothing you can do. There's things about the boo. Sneaking up on you. There's nothing you can do. There's things about the
Hey, Sean, there's a button over there. If you don't mind, just push it for me, will ya? Oh, yeah, this button right here.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome everyone to Late Night Crypto with Road Dogg, Saturday night, January the 4th, 2025. The year of the dragon, or whatever. It's the year of the bull. The year of the bull run. And here we are watching Bitcoin on a very tiny time frame because, I don't know, for some reason I'm in a bad habit of starting this out. This is what I'm usually watching during the day. And I make clear that I make my plans on bigger time frames, weekly, daily, 4 hour. Really tells me can show me what's more likely to happen than what I could ever figure out on this or any other smaller time frame. But we can watch it play out and get some hints of, it's like going to being front seat on the races. So ups and downs all around, breakouts. That's cool. I like that idea. That's cool. Let's zoom out. It's just like Bitcoin. We're at $98,118. Hey, party on, Garth. Party on, Wayne. Let's get rid of that Fibonacci so we can see what this chart looks like. We gotta zoom in on this daily. And we're up at our toppy of toppies, and oh my gosh, a lot of head and shoulders calls down here for a neckline, and well, that didn't quite happen that way. Is that idea invalidated? Well, was that idea ever valid? By some it is. I'm a little bit more picky on that idea than most. But that was a popular thing here on YouTube. And yeah, you can kind of roll with that. I mean, I've seen Thomas Bukowski get some uglier head and shoulders than this, but she didn't break to the downside, and that's what you need a head and shoulders to do. You get confirmation when you break to the downside there. Me personally, I kind of look at this a little different. I just like to draw these lines over here, and we got a little different of an animal in my personal idea. Now this is an opening broadening pattern with a flat bottom. It's a right angled opening broadening pattern. It's one of them megaphone variations, and they can be quite interesting to play. They are normally seen as a continuation pattern if we're looking at that idea. And coming on the bottoms, they have a 55% chance, according to Thomas Bukowski, if you're looking at it this way. And that's valid because I've got 3 touches on one side and more than 3 on the other. I need 2 on one, 3 on the other to be a valid pattern. And I don't care, we can get 5 different valid patterns out of here, and they can all, that's the thing about pattern trading, right? As long as they qualify, this one qualifies for this pattern. I like zooming out and seeing a little bit of a bigger thing. There's even a bigger thing than this when we zoom out and see the channels that we're in. And we're in a channel, always in a channel, in my personal opinion. Other people do not agree. Now, some people are looking at bottom patterns down here. We're at support, and we can see those formations here. We can. And they can be helpful hints. But the big thing about this guy bouncing off the bottoms, we like to touch the tops, and the tops on this one is quite impressive, somewhere around $115,000 possible for Bitcoin if we want to keep playing with this trajectory. 55% chance that we might, and it's crazy, but we've also got another idea. I dare not. Is there anything too stupid? Two balls, eh? From this impulse move where we were down here, let me draw a few trend lines down here to kind of help it make a little bit more sense. So we had some bottoming stuff going out, a little range, a little channel, if you will, and we broke out from that. Some slight wiggle room right there. It came back, did a retest area, but this area right here is where it really bounced off of. So I'm taking my Fibonacci move because I consider this impulse move up there. And now we have been holding this 382 Fibonacci area here for Bitcoin for quite a while. Back since November of 2024. And so far so good. And now we got a final, we got another bounce off of it. Now, the rule of thumb here for that is that qualifies for a bearish pattern. Yes, I said bearish pattern, called an A B equals CD. It could be looking at that. And it's a 1-to-1 measured move type pattern from here up to there. I do these a lot because these are money makers for me. They just really are. We apply this at that 382 Fibonacci, and that little guy should take us right up here to this little golden area. Crazy how that works. It's squaring up quite nicely there. 134,000. Now I know that seems kind of ballsy. This is kind of in the future, no matter what time frame we look at it on the daily. Probably should go there anyway. So if we're trying to look for big boy targets, that would be my big boy target for here. There would be some other things to also to consider, in my personal opinion. Ooh, a cheater. I'm going to go ahead and mark out a few other interesting areas here. But Bitcoin, it's not, so getting a bounce off of a 382 Fibonacci area, and that's a strong trend. That's a sign of a strong trend. That's one of the first things you want to look at in a strong up move, because you will usually find some bounces off of there. Can we find any examples over here that we could use? Back here when the other market was going, I don't think we done this in a while. I haven't done this in a while. This was a 382 bounce right here. Back in November of 2020, we bounced off of that one, and let's apply the theory. I think I went too high. Actually, it is here. Let's try to. I put my fib up too high right here to this one. Or you didn't quite make sense. You suck, road dog. This is not real. Let's put you at the 382. I'm gonna put you right here on that thing. And we came up, this was our 618 area right there from that one. Let me put you back down there. You know, we get the same measured move there with 618. Let it perfectly nail it. No, but it did hint us that we were going up. And like I said, this is a bearish. Normally bearish when we get up here, these are areas that we expect serious resistance or trend change. And this bullish phase of the market, though, that doesn't always happen. And even Bukowski talks about sometimes about these bearish patterns, the A B equals CD move, like they're just taking on and going on up. Oh, that's cool. What about this guy right here? Oh, you're a deeper one. You're a nice 0.5. Those can do pretty cool. We can get up to some nice levels as well. The main thing that I like to point out here is that we're at this point in the market, man, we're going to see a lot more up only, and usually you get a lot more respect for 382 areas, and here's one that you got a lot of respect for. This is probably the best example out of all of them that I can show tonight, and how this one played out. This one I believe made a nice little ABCD, but pull back to 382s, you get bigger moves, and if you're looking for a flag to the upside, that would be a good things fly on up past them and everything. I don't know, these levels are just kind of cool. Ladies and gentlemen, let's say hello to everyone in the chart, and we'll start getting into some altcoins. Not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Uh-oh, that's not good. Sean, did you pay the light bill? I think we need some good turkey vibes. I think that's what we need. Perf. Ha! Let's get some turkey vibes. Take off the cowboy hat. Woohoo! Hi, I'm Turkey. I'm Dumplings. So shout out to everybody hanging out with me tonight. This is January night. We're 15 minutes in the stream. Let's see if I can be a little more swift on these things. I like to actually chart instead of sitting here and talking all night. Chris Klein, how's it going? You got Board PC guy, Duality Crypto. Hey, there is Grizz Oso. How's it going, Grizz? Good to see you, buddy. Haha, an OG. We got Floki's Angels. I might repeat some of these. Rogue Glide. Rock and roll with the charts, my man. Strega. Glittery Marshmallow. Hey, Glittery. You happen to have cowbell in that sentence, and I think that's always a good idea. I always like to start out with a little cowbell. It just seems to make life a lot more fun. A little positivity, little cowbell. Clear the air. Chris Klein, who sings this? Oh, this is from the intro. Oh, who does sing that? I might be able to pull that up. Tiger Blood Jewel for the first song. Joe from Trade Intuition. How's it going, Joe? Fellow YouTuber. Glad to have you here, my friend. Check him out if you're not familiar with him. It's definitely worth the watch. MG Motorsport. How's it going? And Down Under. Loki's Angels again. Chris Klein. Been getting some solid gains on Caspa. Riding that chop up and down. Caspa be kind of choppy. I think she hit over 13 cents. My 13-cent target got hit today. I've just got a little profit-taking strategy rolling, trying to roll it, and trying to peel up as much Caspa as I can if it goes between the few pennies that it travels within. It's not been an easy task, I'll tell you. It's been frustrating. Sokatano, how's it going? Ryan K, good evening. Please take a look at Rye Reploy, aped in this morning. That's the one that Becker's been talking about, is that right? All right. Please check Solana. We can do that. There's a couple that I want to make sure that I do mention. We still see ya. How's it going, MG? Hope everyone's doing all right, and hope you're blessed to see those bags are pumping. As you know, we're starting to see things pump up just a little bit and look a little bit more exciting. Now we're seeing a little bit more action come in on the weekends, so you know, we usually get whale games. But retail is trickling in. It's not near what it's going to be, say 6-8 months from now. Oh my gosh. That's when the weekends will be crazy, man. We have weekend pumps, and that will be oh man. Toward the end of the cycle, weekends are fun. Billy C, what's up? Chris, 1, 2, 3, yes sir. Crypto Frontier round 2. Yeah, when we did do a stream earlier tonight, or earlier in the evening, it started about 3. It didn't turn into a 2-hour stream. The time just got away from me. All right, I think we got everybody here on the chat saying hello. Glad to have you guys here. Turkey! All right, let's start getting into some of these charts. Now, I do like to touch on a few indices because that helps us tune into the weather that's happening. So I'll do it over here, I believe, just on the old daily. So this is total 3, represents all of our altcoins excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, and we've got a confirmed breakout here. We circled it here. We've been following this for a while. I am looking for up to 124 trillion that could possibly come in as this rides up. Now, some people say we're in altcoin season. I don't think we're in altcoin season. I think we're getting a nice altcoin rally. I think there's some other things on the indices that kind of hint that it may be kind of short-lived, kind of like our last little pump up here was short-lived. We had a correction, right? Now we get another pump up, and I'm looking for 1.24 trillion or possibly up here to 1.37 trillion, and we're sitting at 1 trillion now. So that's a lot of. That's a lot of billions of dollars as a possibility. It's looking good. I want to get rid of some of this stuff so we can see it better. But this, to me, I think the next few weeks in altcoins is looking very promising. We need to check out this area right up here at 1.13. Previous high there. Color code you. So this will be an area to look and see if we get past. But that's going to be a fun ride up. It's going to look very reminiscent of what we were experiencing before the dumpy dump there, the second week of December there. So altcoins are looking good. Let me show you what I see here on the daily. 9 moving average has officially crossed over not just the 21, but also the 50. We're ricocheting off of this cloud, which is the best thing to do with the green cloud, because usually they want to grab you, wrestle with you, and throw you down to the ground. So it went sideways on us, and we got to ricochet off of it. That's how I describe it. It's flipping. The moving averages are flipping. Things are looking good on total 3 for this next week in altcoins. Call me crazy, but that's what I see. We're on some upness full flip on the MACD, and that's why right now is a good time to start looking for some good altcoin entry setups or add to your bags on altcoins right now. So if you've taken profits before and you're thinking prices might start getting away from me, yeah, you might be right. But so you're going to have some altcoins pop off and then start falling down. People rolling over those profits in the other ones, and they'll pop off. We'll start having a popcorn effect here with altcoins, and we may already be starting to see that. Here are, I'm going to name a couple right here that are up today. Pseudo, I'm not in this one, but this is Pseudo Swap. It's a governance token. MXC's got it. It's had a nice couple of days. Actually, it's at 22 cents right now. Was hanging down around 11, so she's done a 2 up to almost a 3x. She got up to 30 cents. So that one's been having some hot days lately. That looks janky for price action down here at bottom areas. So there's some lot more potential for this one, for pseudo swap, if that's something you're interested in, a DeFi play. Just saying, it's in a nice bottom territory right there. Not trying to say you to get it, but it is an accumulation zone. Another one that it's doing really good today, and I need to look at some take profit levels myself. I got to go through my spot margin position and start getting my profit levels in order. AIOZ, and I see I've got them right here, 151. Make sure I got a sell order over there. I don't think I do at the moment. So AIOZ, you came back a little further than what our lines had there. Let me get those out of the way. That's a nice area to hold, and it did on the second candle there. Let's get these out of the way here. Oh, not what I'm looking for. Not what I'm looking for. Let's do our fib pull. Oh, nice. 618 area. Wick down, candlestick down. You go on a smaller time frame, it possibly looks like an admin need for more formation. I guess if you go on a small enough time frame. If we go from wick to candle bodies, we got a breakout, and we got a nice open right above it. I like that. Let me kind of bring it down. See that candle open right above it? That's clean. Pretty clean there. Go from candle bodies to candle bodies. Got a little bit more to prove, but that's where we got the candle rejection there. See how this works? Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I can tighten that up. Lay it right on top of those candle bodies right up there, and that's just how this stuff works. So we're breaking out of a channel idea here, or maybe a flag to the upside. Now looking behind where we were following, that was our previous trend line, so that will point to some areas of resistance, and it tells us that we can come back up to our previous high about 132, maybe even come up to our other areas we got marked here. That area, and I've got this. Yeah, I'll take you from there. 159, I like that. All right, let me set me some limit orders here. I like to do stuff live when I can. Where are we? Because if I talk about it and say I'm going to do it later, I could forget to do it or do something different. But let's see where are you, AI? I got too many freaking coins. Where are you? Because I'm going to have to search my own damn coin. AIOZ, that's pretty nice. 28, and now we dropped to 23. Beautiful people. I think I just lost 5. I'm bored just trying to do my own trading thing. Make a note of that, Sean. They don't like it. Algorithm does not like it. Looks like a good take profit area here on the 4 hour. What you got going on here? Swing high to swing low. Oh, well, no wonder you're on the 618. It is a good little take profit area. I don't know that I want to necessarily take very much right now. Should I? I know I want to take profit up here at 151 though. A little bit of a bigger profit. I'm just on my phone. I'm sorry. I will be done. I just got to get one in there and get one in there. Oh, yeah. There we go. Enjoy the music. I got some new tunes today. All right, let's look at some of the coins you guys have been talking about. Let's get RAI. So this was Rogue Glide says, Dog, could you could you go to your trend-based fib extension screen, take a snapshot of your setting? Yeah, I sure can. As a super chat. We got to heart it and give it a thumbs up. I bet it helps the algorithm if I reply. Oh, time to reply to the super chat is expired. Thank you very much for the super chat. I do very much appreciate that. Woohoo! All right, my trend-based fib extension. Oh my goodness, there you are. So my trend-based fib extension, and I don't have a lot of them. Some people save different ones and switch in and out, and I just got them. I've filled them all up. I filled them all up, man. For real. That's a lot to ask for. I've got a lot of them. And they're not in order. They are not in order, man. They are not. So it may be something to decipher here. But I got a 0, I got 0.113, 0.382, a negative 0.5, a negative 0.618, a negative or a positive 0.886, a 1, 1.618, 1.272, which is the magical one. That one's like a boomerang, baby. I don't know. It just always seems to come back around it every time. Can't say every time, but even if you don't know, even if you ain't got a clue, that's the one that me diving into the other fibs was chasing the reason why the 1.272 worked out so good for me. I had no explanation for it. And I had to dig down and go down a little bit of a rabbit hole. And then I got turned on to some other ones, and I'm like, well, that's very cool. But that 1.272 was what got me down the rabbit hole for Fibonacci's. And even if you've not went down the rabbit hole and you just target that one, you're going to have some good results from it. It's usually a good reversal area. 1.414, and then I got some higher ones like a 3, a 2.272. I would say some noteworthy ones. 2.236, that's one that you might not see. That one comes in very good with your 0.5s. So hopefully you can take a screenshot of that. Let me go ahead and, I don't know, just for giggles, let me get my regular fib retracement. Ah, hell, I had to just click on it, didn't I? My regular fib, I've got some cheater extensions on here that I use. Now it saves me from having to go through some of the other stuff with the other fib pulls. But it's a 272. I've got some negatives on here too. Negative 414, a negative 27. Should have a 2 after it, but I got lazy and it works just fine. 618 and negative 618. And that's basically what I got for my regular ones. Oh, I got a few blank ones. I better add some really quick. So hopefully that'll help. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, we gotta get our line up here. All right, so AI0, let's take a look at our AI. Now our AI, let me go back. Replay. Okay, so replay. They got it on. Oh, nice. What the hell? This is on the daily. You aped in this morning, so you could have got in somewhere in the it was 755 or higher, or somewhere through there. What? That's a pretty good come up right there. That's a good one. What did you see that made you? Let's see. Was this all today? That looks like this was all today, so I'm guessing you probably saw a breakout over here, either a breakout of this level, a breakout of a horizontal level. You could have looked at this idea too. Not many people would have. You could have looked at a breakout and a flag to the upside theory, which, saying that she's pulling back to a 382 area, and even depending on where you pulled the fibs, you either nailed it or got right in that as soon as the candle body's there. That's a good qualifier to add to your flag theory. to the upside. I would do it this way. Some other people would do it this way. So yeah, so either 740, 640, 620, or even here at 1022, it still made good. It went up, definitely, really good. So good job on that one, man. Let's see if she's at a danger area for pullbacks or anything. I'm here on the 1 hour. I want to get Elliot just to help simplify this. She's saying your three-way, yeah. So with the Elliott wave theory, you're starting off at the bottom and you got a 1 and a 2, and then your third wave should be, in theory, the biggest wave up. And I mean, you could have went up here and tried to count a 2, come up here, you didn't really get a pullback. So he's anticipating. We don't know for sure if that's the top. This indicator is anticipating. So would, I guess, Elliott wave theorist. You're normally looking at Fibonacci levels. For your waypoints, reversal areas. That's why some of my fib work falls in good with Elliott wave theory sometimes, but it's not Elliott wave theory that I do. But I do like to refer to it because it saved me from it's helped me find a wave 5 that I would have missed otherwise. You know, oh, there's another wave that could be coming. So I like that. Let me pull out my fib extensions and see what you might be telling me here. For your third wave, the 3618, I have found to be a good one. And for some people, they will take a move and let me see how they're getting theirs. I think, no, it's not you. I believe it would be this one. Yeah. I'm trying to remember all these Elliott tips. I think it's the extension from this one is this 1618. Yeah. So the Elliott wave theory is, and we'll take it from your last this move, is that your third wave should be a 1618. But I was pretty sure I got a 3618 from that. There is a 1618 from this pool bottom to high, and then this bottom down here, signifying that that might be a pullback. So that's something to consider here. I need a little bit more information to convince me right now, but it's a legit fib pull, so I'm not doubting the reaction there. I just don't know if it's the rejection reversal one or idea that I would like to see. Let me see. One little trick that I do is sometimes I'll pull a fib up there and then I'll look and see how it respects it here. And if it respects it pretty well, then I think, that's a sign. It's not confirmation, but it's a sign that might be. And it seems to respect these levels pretty well, that 382. So, and the 618 area. But I mean, we could say that if she goes up a lot more too, there might be a different level. So it's too early to pull that one just yet, but she's starting to line up really nice. We got the trend line here, and it identifies the channel that we're in. Oh my God, you said just going through this quick and you're doing all this. I don't know. Do you guys like it when I do this, or I could go through them quick. I mean, there's definitely quick ways to do it. Some people just go, don't just flag to the upside. Well, there you go. Well, there's your TA. I mean, we can, next go up. We could do that. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do I need to go through the TA faster? Am I too slow in TA? Let me know. 28 people. Let me know. I'm kind of. That's feedback I need to know right now. I take too much time on these coins. Could I be we should do a poll. That's the only way to do this. That we must do a poll. I lost the chat. Chat, come back. We must do a poll. Oh, you keep giving away my chat code. I want to get hacked one of these days. Don't be pausing and doing all that. I have to change it on my thing. I don't know if you can do something with that or not. We need to do a poll. That's the only thing. We need to start a poll. Ask a question. It tells me what to do. Wow. Okay. What was the question? I'm just going to say, am I too slow with the T and the A? And I'm going to say, we're gonna say speed it up, man. I ain't got all day to let you type out this freaking poll, and that only lets me do. We're gonna abbreviate. We're just gonna say speed it up, man. We'll leave no. We'll say you're a tad slow. I mean, hey, maybe it's sped up a little bit, and like too damn fast. I don't think I'll see any responses from there. Let's see what we get, and we should be able to. All right, switch you back to live chat. Why do you keep doing that? All right, so are we at it? I wanted to see if we're at a top area, so we had to spend a little time to figure it out. And I'm seeing some signs that, yeah, we might be. There are the little 3 hump signs and the dump sign that we need to be looking for. So possibly this is a great place to be paying yourself. Especially if you bought this morning anywhere from $5 to $7, you should be moonbacking this little sucker, pulling out your initial capital, if anything else, and let the rest of it ride. That's not financial advice. That's just crypto opinion. From the road dog. Look at that nice little beautiful channel to the upside. You know, there's also a chance it comes right back down here to 770 and retest that. I'm just letting you know, that's just what happens sometimes. If by chance that is our top area up here, I got the one idea said it could go to 1354, so we need to address that idea, and the fibs respect that just as well as it does where we are now. So I'll throw that out there. But bring it back to the 618 50 moving average here on this 1 hour, it might be a little foretelling of events there. Just saying, throw that in there. $7.95, $8. Would that be revisited? If we lose this channel, I would look for that. Otherwise, could be ready to go on. Let's take a look at Solana. Salami. What? Oh, I'm trying to get my little tablet over here to work. Solana. Looking good. What are we on, the 1 hour? We're zoomed in on the 1 hour. She's met, I guess, the little micro targets or areas that we talked about. What we had there. She never had to come back down here. She didn't lose. Well, she did lose it. She said, screw you, I'm going up. I'm jumping off of this. Is a 236 or a 382? Probably a, I don't know. It's a 618. You suck, road dog. Don't get cocky. By all means, don't get cocky. Check your enthusiasm. I'm on the 1 hour. This looks like a daily chart to me for some reason. Let me get to the daily because we need to zoom out. All right, so 230. Yeah, we definitely need to zoom out. I'm going to get rid of these little guys here so we can see what we're talking about. Dotted line, probably not important anymore. So we were looking at possibilities, ideas. Here are the lines we just drew, small time frames. That's crazy. Coming up to 618, and I really think that's where right now we are finding rejection at the 0.5. I don't think you can see that line, so I'll draw it there. We're in the middle of a green class. It's gonna be touch. I mean, she could get rejected here, but she could also get enough little strength over this weekend to pop up to 230. She's in a good area. I happen to put a good chunk of stablecoin in when we were down here in these areas. Just moving funds around just as a vehicle to move it. I have not taken it out, so it's turned into a trade. Just me moving funds around, and I think that's kind of cool. I like that. I was just moving it to a wallet so that when I do get ready to convert it to stablecoin, I can move it either to the PayPal or move it to crypto.com. I can use it on my crypto.com debit card, things like that. I can exit to my bank account through PayPal and not have to worry about the choke point 2.0, which may still be out there, you know, until they get that stuff straightened out. I don't want to ruin messing up my bank, you know, losing a bank account, because you hear that happening. I don't think my bank's bad about that, but why take the chances? And besides, whenever you pull off a Coinbase, you're usually getting ripped off in some way. They'll get you through fees and slippage. It's just what it is. Coinbase is not the best. That's how they got all the money, in my personal opinion. They feed everybody to death. Crypto.com could do a fee withdrawal, but you know, some of that just, I don't know. I like to keep it crypto as much as I can. So the 50 moving average also up here, there's the 220 area that we're hanging around 219. Definitely a good place to take a little bit of profit. But just the pattern that we broke out of on Solana, I mean, if we're looking at the local pattern, that's an opening broadening wedge, and they have a 70% chance to break to the upside. There's two ways that you can get a measured move, and one is to, a good practice is to go from the last touch at the bottom trend line up to the top of the trend line. You got your basic measure move right there, and it suggests we come up to 245. That's a Fibonacci area, so we got some confluence. Another method that you can do for a measure move, and you have a multiplier from Thomas Bukowski to apply to this one. And the best of my memory, I might have to double check, but it was a 618, pretty much the same as a falling wedge. And then that idea at the breakout area, and that would take us up closer to right up here at the top where we came from. And that's, some people, there's like a lazy man saying that for falling wedges, or especially rising wedges especially, they come back to where they start, to the base of the triangle where they break up. So this is kind of just a rule of thumb sayings that usually go back to the top of a pattern for some of these. I don't know, I haven't heard many people mention that on places I watch. But that's something you can hear commonly for people in pattern trading. So 230, I like for Solana after we get past the 220, and looks like we should be able to go back to 245. You want a bigger target, 289. The 300 psychological support, and even up here at 320, we got some places we can be going. Yes, and we do. Smaller time frames on the 4 hour for Solana. She's testing on my 4 hour. She's at my 360. My 360 is in good position though. She just needs. We got some good signs that we may try to overcome it rather than get rejected there. Let's hope. I would look for any kind of bearish divergence. I see a green dot here on Market Safer saying, "Let's go, honey. I'm ready to rock and roll." I'm not seeing bearish divergence. Right here, let's see, we're on the 4 hour, and that's going up right there. And also on our RSI for that same hump, it's still same angle. We got no bearish divergence for that just yet. There might be some that forms with this pump up though, and that might be our, the one at 618 be the one that takes us back down a little notch that we need to do, probably back to where we are, or where we were at 210. So I can see us getting up to 230 and maybe another pullback being due there, bring us back around 215, 210. Let's just up, down, up, down. Let's play it, baby. Let's do it. You're saying baby a lot. Let me bring up the chat here again. Let's go clear that out. Let's see. How's our poll? Don't end the poll. How's the poll doing? 7% say speed it up, man. 93% of you say no. So you like the details and more of the mindset and talking through that, because I mean that's how I learned, honestly. When I was in the trading group, well, that's one of the ways I learned about the market, especially the divergences, all that. I would have never got that straight in my head if I hadn't seen somebody go through it and explain it several times. And for some reason, it took a bit for my head to wrap around divergence and then be able to spot it. That seems to take a little while. But that's cool. One of the mentors said it was the closest thing that we have in technical analysis to a crystal ball is the divergences. And that stuck, and it is. It really is. Now there's some times when it might take 2 or 3 times before you see it. That's like in a parabolic move up. Yeah, don't try to forecast. We're going to drop. It's got bearish divergence. No, you might get. I count often 3 instances. Don't hear many other people talk about that either, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's just a rule of thumb, not a law. It is not a law that it must do it 3 times. Well, it's only got it 2. Nope. I mean, start watching. May get another 3rd, maybe not. But those instances, it happen. I try to point it out. Just these little things, little clues that they help me. I guess they would help anybody else too. I just like sharing them. All right, so we did Solana. Let me get back to the chat here. How many times are you going to say that? As many times as it takes. But some people do think I could be a little faster, so I mean, I understand that. Those are people that are probably more familiar and more comfortable with the TA, and you know, some of this stuff is old hat. Whatever, I'm using Fibonacci's or the moving averages, because some of this stuff is really old hat to the people. If you know it, you know it. And it's like, I don't know. Can we move on? But if you don't know it and it's something new to you, you're like, I can learn something here, and you can if you're not familiar with it. Yeah, it might be the little piece of the puzzle that you're looking for. Let's see. Let's see what we got down here. Did I miss something? I want to make sure I didn't miss something. Okay, so here's what I normally do for a request, and let me do this. I'm going to throw in a Tangem link first. A BitUnix link, and then I'm going to throw in the request thing, and I will come back to the request thing. I'll put them all down here because I could. Here's one. Is that Imagine AI? And so rather than me have to sort through them, if you're still here and still watching, if you will submit your request underneath here, like in the chat from here on out, I'll come back and after I do this one, and then we'll start doing the request. Is that cool? And I think I got all the super chat ideas. Why do I have two of these boxes open? Is that illegal? Is that legal? Can I do that? It says, can we do that? 31 people on the stream. Thank you for being here. It is coin request time if you're interested. What the hell are you going to do back here? Did we pop that up? Okay. So I'll come back there. Oh, I was going to look and make sure I didn't miss any super chats or requests. So the request was for the fib thing, and we did that. So we're cool. All right, let's start getting into it. We're looking at Imagine AI. IMGNAI. Make sure you didn't screw that up. IMGNAI. Ah, cool. Oh, look at that pump. That's cool. Can't complain about that at all, right? This is an area we want to get paid. Look to the left. You can see it right there from the left. Just eyeballing over here to the left, you know that's a good area right here for resistance. And any good area like that for resistance is a good get paid target. A good take profit target. Take a little. Don't mean you have to sell your whole bag, but you definitely want to make it worth your while. Try the moon bag. It's always like to bring those ideas up. Some people come to, I mean, when I first started doing trading, nobody was telling me about moon bags. Nobody was telling that. My wife would tell me when we go to the casino, so I take my money out in the first thing, and then I always come out a winner. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Here I'm trading, never even clicked with me. It's right there. I think, honestly, Wendy O was the first person to start mentioning that I started hearing that idea. Seriously. Wendy O, I got to give her credit for that idea. She's the first one that called it moon bags. But I mean, a simple idea. Just take the money out that you put in, at least that at the minimum, and you got a free bag. You got all your risk out of it. And I'm like, that's the way you play this market. You remove all your risk. And then it's just a little free bank account. You can just take some money off, get paid. Woo, payday. Make it rain. So also 618, yeah, this is a great place. Even if you missed it and didn't nail to 29.5 cents, you're at 27.9. Great place to just get paid a little, especially if you were building the bag down here at 13 cents. Oh my goodness, yes, payday. Now there's a chance we may get a pullback before this happens. Now, if she just decides to get bullish and bust on through here, then our next target is 3.5 cents. If she decides to pull back and retest these areas at 2.18 cents, our higher target is still going to be 3.5 cents. With a little bonus round over here at 3.8 if we get a very bullish run or a bullish day. That's how you got to kind of look at it. And once we clear these areas, then we got some more areas that are still very valid to look at 5 cents and even up to 6.2 cents. Sounds crazy, but that's where we're headed, people. This is the bull market in crypto, man. I've been waiting 4 years for this dang thing. It's been hell. We had Tether, we had UST, the best stable coin in the world with the amazing rates that just failed and that created a domino effect. Because Do Kwon had a bright idea to try to do something kind of like what Michael Saylor's doing and put all that money in Bitcoin, only he did it in the bear market. And that was stupid. That was stupid. We didn't see how that turned out. That unwound everything. Then we had FTX, all that stuff. We've been through hell in a handbasket, and now this is the year we come out on the other side, and this is the year that our lives could change. And let's pray to God. First thing you do, pray to God that your life will change for the better, because you don't want to be cursed with a worse life because you happen to make a bunch of money. You're going to have to work on your head and work on your heart as you grow, and as your portfolio grows, you need to be working on your head and your heart and your spirit. Your heart, I'm talking about your spirit and your soul, and you want to consider those ideas too, because money is one of the things that can easily lead your life astray. And you don't need me to set out any examples. You can look at some YouTube influencers that got into the ego and got a lot of money, and wow, man, them family values flip-flopped. There was some big changes going on. I'm not calling out any names, and I'm sure there's more than one example out there that you might be able to think of. But that's what money can do to you. It can change your life, and it can change it for the better. It can make it hell too. So keep that in mind. From somebody who's been on the top and come back down to the bottom before more than one time, it can make things better. It gives you security. You need the security. That's what you want. You want the security of it. You don't need the ego and all the other stuff and the bling bling and the flashing and the flexing. You don't need the flexing. When you start getting into the flexing, you're veering toward the wrong choice. But you can enjoy it, but you're flexing, you're veering to pride come before the fall. The Bible says it. I think that's just these are just some things that need to be said. These are some things that need to be said. 30 people. I think we chased some away. So imagine so if you pull back, where would you pull back? Let's come down to a smaller time frame, because we want to kind of see if we're getting a rejection here. We have not lost this 9 moving average. This may not, but she may go up to 3.5. We're kind of guesstimating. We're kind of speculating that this might be the top. But if it is, do we have some good respect of these areas? Maybe. Here's something I like to do too. What if that's our top? Do we have some better respect to some of those areas? Maybe. She may not be done yet, dude. If she were to come back, I mean, I know I got a 3.8. I'm still going with it. The areas that we see, this area here. Yeah, here. This will make it easier. This will make it more simple. Swing high, swing low. Just go with this one. Just back to that little area that we had to break out of, that 382, before we could make it up here. That's where we could probably come back and retest. And that whole little zone here, between 20 and 23 cents, 20 and 22 cents. My bad. If we do come back, we could see that. A trend line might be your friend in that too. And it's just maybe a little higher and just wicking down to here. So I lean toward that. If she loses the trend line, what she's saying, coming down to the bottom of that trend line, and we can line that up with that 618 too. That's what I see. Oh crap. Time's up, everybody. What? Let me come back to the chat and see what we got for request here. And let me reset my clock. Tick tock, tick tock. We are 55 minutes in. Oh my gosh. Time goes by too fast. All right. Did the music stop? Hey Cassie, you look cold. It's supposed to be getting cold. The weather be changing, y'all. Can we look at Sui? We sure can. Or Sui. Shiro Neko. I'm going to have to get used to that. Chris Klein. I may have to split this up, but KHAI Omni to the upside. Rishi John, do you think Jasmine is going to go crazy? I hope it does. I don't have very much Jasmine. I've got a very tiny bag that I will be exiting, just because it's just it's too small. That's too small. I've taken profits, and it's on my cut list. Not for any bad reason. I have nothing against Jasmine. It's just I can't own every coin. We'll take a look at Jasmine, but I know I'm probably going to look back at someday and say, I could have had that. Coulda, woulda, shoulda. I have tremendous overexposure to a lot of coins. Still, I'm a Degen. The bad habits. They can be opportunity costs. They can also, if they're more of them than not actually to start taking off good, it can have its benefits, but still. I think when you get to a certain point, when you got bigger amounts of money to put into projects, you want to put some of those bigger amounts into some of those good, solid, slower moving projects, and you'll get to that phase too, and get more because you don't want to put big money into something and then watch it go back to 25% of it. I don't know. Your strategies change over time too. So let's take a look at SWE. I guess Binance. Nice, SWE. I got 578 as a really nice target. Oh my gosh, you're at one now. So if you've not taken profit, own SWE from swing high to swing low. She's told you right here, and look, it nailed it. And actually, I thought I was pulling from there. I pulled from this one here, and that's right before the bottom. So that one's even more accurate, and I think that's why it nailed it. So from right here, the high of that impulse all the way down to the bottom. That's the top range down to the bottom. Nailed it. The one, what's that fib that we mentioned? That even if you don't understand how all this stuff works or haven't went down that rabbit hole to have your mind blown and all that stuff, if you pay attention to that 172. And that's the one that made me look for that rabbit hole. That rabbit hole was hard to find. There's not many people who tell you much about fibs. I've looked. There's not many people out there. I had to go to a McGraw-Hill textbook. Carolyn Broden, I believe. And a couple of other sources too. I got to give that guy credit too. I want to think his name is Robert Miller. But Fibonacci secrets, they don't want you to know. And I'm like, I think you're on to something, Robert. Bill, whatever your name is. So 537. Might we go up higher? We might. There are some good other targets up here. I'm gonna have to adjust you. Why? This is the most local one. I'm altering this one because whatever leg that we're on here, that's going to have the most effect to our areas. Let's see. You came down to. Oh, that's surprising that you did that. So let's adjust this. I got a 1.618 right here. Now that's doesn't always happen that you need a bullish push, but that's the pretty much the extension of our range. But you can see, as we saw earlier when this part of the market, some of this stuff can be ignored. Okay, and we can't go higher. We are in the bull run, but there's still great areas to take profit. 537 on SWE. I'm taking some sweet profit right now. Thank you so much for bringing up SWE. Yes, this is considered live trading. Ha. Sorry, I don't have the fancy setup. I should bring it up, but I do most of my trades on my phone, to be honest with you. I don't know if I should say that. Is that a good thing to say? Hey, look, there's Road Dogg. Let's get his phone. Oh no! Oh my God, we need his thumb to activate it. Quick, let's cut off Road Dog's thumb. Oh no, I don't like those thoughts. This is not. I trade strictly on a Raspberry Pi. Yes, that's the ticket. I have a Raspberry Pi that I trade on privately at home in my safe room. I don't believe in trading on your phone. That's stupid. That's stupid. Who trades on their phone? Nobody cool. Clearly, no one cool trades on their phone or admits it. There go my turkey thumbs. She's trying to bounce off of this 113 area right there. That looks like she might be trying to come up here. How are you going to go to 558? We'll mark it. I ain't got no. I have not dissected it to see if that's the possibility. But you know, like if it says, "Hey, I got a good chance to go," I don't know. So we're throwing it on there. I'm just telling you. Because she's not wanting to get as rejected as she would normally appear to at a 127. She's looking kind of bullish to be rejected there. Swee, am I ever going to find you to take profit on you? Because I've got to go through and redo all my take profit areas. I've not done that yet. I've been letting things breathe. I said I'm just going to let things. Oh, sweet. My risk level. Did you already hit a profit area? Do I have some set? I've already got some set. Cool. Well, you're getting another one right here. We're going to take us a little bit more profit because we're trying to take a little bit more profit right here on this move up. I may regret that on Sweet. It's been one of the stronger players. It's been doing really good. Oh, my big goal for it is this. Oh, that's my predicted, my magic, my spooky science target right up here. 717 and also 675. I got my little arrow on it, so yeah, that's me putting my balls on the line, just slapping it out there. Did you hear them hit? That hurts every time I do that. I'm just saying. That's some big cojones to slap out there at 717, but that's what I'm running with. Well, let's move on. Zero Neko. MG Motorsport says, I gotta watch your fib chart video. Yes, do that. Now the chart school one, it goes over your basics, right? And I learned a lot more since I did my chart school video, but that's how I used to look at it. And I think I even mentioned the 127 in those, maybe, in the chart school. But there's a couple that I did in the membership area there. They go more into what I'm doing now. I think the master class, I titled it master class. They tie into more what I'm doing now. It overlaps with harmonic patterns and it overlaps with Elliott wave, but it's neither. That's just fibs. That's just the fibs. It's all the fibs and measured moves play a lot into it. And then there's also a time element that Carolyn Roden goes into, but I haven't really jumped off into that just yet. But she does put a time element, but it's very different from what WD Gann, and it's not as accurate as WD Gann. WD Gann, he could square price and time. He would tell you what day or what time of day it's going to hit, what day and what time that a certain price to be hit. And it's crazy. He could do it. He was documented. That was his. He figured it out. Very interesting guy there. He was also a Freemason, a 33rd degree Freemason, which is very rare. My dad's a 32nd Shriner. He said you had to do something. You almost had to walk on water to get that 33 degree, whatever that means. Shiro Neku is Hero Mexi is kind of flatline. Oh, there we go. You have to really zoom in. Oh, we got a ribbon flip on the 15-minute. Now that's positive. I know it's just a 15-minute, but when you're flatline, that's a good sign, baby. Because even on the 15-minute, it's been a minute, right? I can't even. Look, she flatlines again before I can even. I'm going to assume. Okay, we've got to go lower. I got to look on the 6-minute. That's not going to tell me my 15-minute flatlined. She flatlined so bad. So you got to zoom in to see what's going on. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, I'm trying to see. She was busy over here and then flatline. What happened with Shironeku? Is it a meme coin? Well, it looks like they're trying to do something. If maybe a community takeover. I don't know anything about this or what's going on. But if we zoom the way the freak in, where are we at? 0.0? Where are we? I'm scrolling up. Oh my gosh, did it die? I'm not trying to diss your coin, but it's near zero. I mean, she is like way near zero. Like, this looks like a rug pull, and there's like somebody trying to get some hope that we're at the bottom. That's what it looks like. I'm just saying. But there is a falling wedge, so like I said, on the 15-minute there was a ribbon flip, and that's hopeful. So so I've narrowed in here before and did the TA. So we're coming back up to this area. That's what I'd look for. At how many zeros? A decimal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 zeros and 2. And we could get up to those 6 zeros and 3, 4 would be the bigger target to try to shoot for. Gosh, I feel like I had to get a magnifying glass. Good luck with this one. I mean, that's a good sign on the small time frame. I don't know if she'll ever get back to where she was before. I don't know anything about it. That looks... Why did that look so weird? Wait a minute. It was flatlining. I saw flat lines, and now I don't see flat lines. Wait a minute. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Did I step into another alternate universe again? Did the whole world just change on me? What happened here? We were flatlined. I mean, I had to zoom. Maybe I was just too tight here. Maybe that was it. I mean, that looks rough right here. When I double click over here, she's flatline. Where was she at? $12? Oh, that's a big range right there. I can imagine why. Okay, so it was a matter of scale. People, it was a matter of scale there. I was scaled in very tightly, and she did drop. Don't get it twisted. She dropped. She's on the bottom area. And she dropped a level. She did do all that and dropped in flatline. She did do that, but when was this? This was April. Okay, so so she's been this way for a while. Ooh. Good luck with it. I hope it does well, but I got to really double quick, and that still didn't do it. That's crazy. We were on the 6 hour, and it looked because of the scale. I'm trying to find it. I'm fishing for it. I'm digging. Oh my goodness, I can't. There we go. There we go. Now we're zooming. Oh gosh, we gotta zoom in more. Yeah, you need. It's a lottery ticket. It's definitely a lottery ticket. Definitely a lottery ticket. There's our falling wedge. She's got really nowhere much to go because she is so close to zero right now. I don't know. I mean, imagine if you put $10 in this, you could get your 10,000x off of that. I wouldn't. If you put $100 in it, you might push it all the way up to the 618. I don't know. It may not take much to move this thing. That's a risky play, but hey, I'm not going to badmouth it because it can be these plays that make you a bunch of money. You just don't have to put very much in there to make that bunch of money. You would have oh man, I should have put 10,000 in it. No, you can't think that way because you put 10,000 in it, you are the liquidity. So, wow, interesting play. Ada, let's take a look at Cardano. We got our. What we got? Okay, we got a bottom pull. Why? Oh, because we were looking for these areas. Okay, so we bounced from the areas that we needed to pull that back up. Where was that? Where'd you pull from? From the bottom. Didn't quite. We got a 0.5 retracement right there. Didn't quite make that 618. I'm having a different viewpoint on these. These seem to play a little different. I'm finding, now I'm still kind of new to this, but this is one that if they go bullish, they get a really funky. They can get a funky level. So I play the 0.5s a wee bit different, and even though that's where it counts, it wicked down a little bit low. We're still going to play it as a 0.5. But these areas, and they correspond with another bigger fib, so these guys are kind of still in one of my test modes with the 0.5. I've not got enough experience with the 0.5 pulls yet to satisfy me to confidently just go, oh, I can expect it to have a stronger probability for this area here. I'm still playing these out, but the 223 area and the 0.2 from this method, and you know, I still have the others. We got confluence here at the 618 area too with that point. I'm going to go with that bigger one here. There, our 382 comes right up here to where we got rejected. I'm also going to do an AB. I'm going to do a one-to-one move here because we can. And it doesn't square up, but I'm still going to, so I don't know that she's going to work as an AB equals CD move. If that makes any sense. So these are some questionable ones. I say I need to label this in a way that I know that it's a test. I'm going to move this one. I know I'm getting crazy. I'm going to move this one back to because I'm going to test now. I'm testing, and this is what I think you need to do as you play around with these fibs. Is you spend some time with these ideas, testing them, making little notes of it, and making sure how they play out for you. That helps you in understanding them so much. I really do believe. I need to make a note of this. Test fibs 0.5 retrace. That will help me track this. Cardano, can we get up to 169, 170, that area? I believe we can. We can get past 133. We're getting out of our discount zone. Our 236, we're breaking out of that. We're retesting it right now. We've already tested our 382. There's no need to double top there. At this point in the market, it could happen, but I mean, more than likely we're not. We're going to go up, and we take this level by level. I mean, it really does go play out with the fibs level by level a lot of times. Looking to the left, and if there's a zone to the left where it didn't respect it, where it just, you see, it got a hiccup here at the 382, right? The 0.5, that one may be iffy. There's not much there. Not much there. It shot past it here and then also fell through it. That's not much. I'm not sticking too much. Although I've got it right there. Gosh darn it. I do have it on a ratio there. But looking to the left, I would put more emphasis just on that to this even higher target over here, that $2 area. I'm going to color code that one yellow, and I'm going to blow it up bigger because that's from a bigger fib pool. And then, oh, that was that one of our, that wasn't one of our test ones are right here. I try not to screw up my test, but those are the ideas I see on Cardano there. $2 psychological resistance. Front run that one a little bit, like 199, 89, something like that. If you're trying to get hit there, because you'll have a lot of people stacking orders on even numbers. That's something else that's mentioned. Well, that's the little trading secret, is that you front run and you don't go with even numbers. And it's considered, you know, after you've been in the game, to kind of be a no-no, because you stack your orders on top of everybody else, and your order could be, especially at a key resistance area. Well, what if they fill everybody's order but you, because you stacked it, you went lazy and went with a round number, or one that ends on a 5. Those are what you're trying to avoid. Like 50 cents, you don't want to say something, I'm going to sell $2.50, $2.50, you know, those even Anything that ends in a 0, and then maybe something that ends in a 5. You try to avoid that. And I see some of the gurus here. You're always looking at when they put their order. There's always, not always, but I look at one of a more popular one that likes to trade a 1 minute chart a lot. When they do things like that, it's always round numbers, and I'm like, well, I see what you're teaching your group. Going to make it easier for everybody else to make their money if you're teaching bad habits or you're not teaching the best habits. It gives you an edge when you know that stuff. Even if it's just a little edge, all you need is a little edge in this market. A lot of little edges start adding up to you winning more than you're losing. In my opinion, I do believe that. Take a look at Ethereum. And I want to take a look at Jasmine right after that, and then I'll look at Kai and Omni and check back with you guys. I want to try to speed up my TA a little bit. Ethereum is at $3,643. You go, girl. I'm just happened to be on the 1 hour, but you can see what we got going on. I got the 800 moving average, and you got Lucy, the 666 bearish crossing. You've got to flip. You got to flip it into the bad side of all these moving averages. We need to zoom out. That's what we need to do. The 1 hour looks bearish to me for some reason. The daily is giving us bullish signs. Go figure that. Go with the daily. Go with the daily. Go with your bigger time frames over your smaller ones, and you will have much better luck reading this market. Look what we got here. Is that something? Oh, candle bodies. Throw it over there. Oh, you broke below it. I was hoping I'd nail you like that, but it didn't. You cut through bodies to get there, so. But that's still an interesting idea that we're above that. Look how that trend line played right into the neckline of our possible it's double bottom pattern here. Where did you find support? Have I got something big going on here on this chart? This is just a bunch of, I got some targets though. All right, so I won't erase everything. Send me targets. I may want to look and fine tune them if I need to. Make sure I got my. Okay, that's decent. That's decent. 5918 is the actual number, and then 5357 is the actual number. For the two targets, I'm really waiting for the two higher highs that we need to get on kind of our overall trajectory that we got going on. Scoochie that back. You see how we're deviating? We didn't come back down to the bottom of this trend line. We touched it right behind my turkey head over here. We touched it 3 times there. Wait on a nosh. Yeah, that is your bottom inverted head and shoulders pattern. It broke to the upside. That and fall exceeded its measure move. Never really came back to retest the neckline. Oh yeah, it did. It retest the neckline right here. They have a 64% chance to come back inverted head and shoulders and retest that breakout line, that neckline. I call it a belt line because it's a bottom. Most people don't have bottoms under their chin. I'm just saying. Maybe some people do. And that's something that I got from Bukowski that you don't get from your trading group taught, or unless it was a really good group that went into those details. They're not going to regurgitate that information to you. And so I try to make sure that I get some of this information out there. And from that idea and that angle and everything, you've got a channel idea here. And possibly another look, shoulder, head, and shoulder to the upside. Possibly, maybe, I mean, because they're all really just a bunch of big ass channels. That's a legitimate idea. And that takes us up where? Oh, snap. Snap it. There are 1.272 Fibonacci. If you take 0.618 and you hit the square root button, what is the result of that? A 786. That's amazing. If you take a 1.272 and you get a square root of that, what is that? A 1.127, which would be a 1.13. If you take a 0.618 and you square it, what is that? A 3.0382. This is where the Fibonacci lines that we use come from. It's mathematical. Just to share some stuff with you. If you take a 1.618 and you square it, what do you got? A 1.272 magical fib. It is the square root of the golden ratio, 1.618 pi. Sacred geometry, sacred numbers. Degen. Sacred geometry. I'm just saying. Can we move on? Let's do Jasmine. Did we get? If we come back, man, let's get a pullback point in case we lose. We're above our 9-moving average on the weekly. We're good, baby. I mean, I know she's got some signs of weaknesses here that she's wanting to point out to us. Should we take a look at them? We should always take a look at those. Let's go to. I'm on the weekly. Let's go to a daily. What's the daily say? We're above the 9-moving average, baby. We're good. I ain't got nothing bad to say about you, honey. You're looking awful nice. Looking awful good. You came back. You did a nice little pullback at a 0.5. That can give us some goodies. A 0.5 can give us some goodies, such as a 236 and a 0.2. We got to get that 0.2. I'm testing that little sucker. We're doing a little test run here, yeah. I got my arrow pointed up here at 58.86. I'm going to put another little arrow right here at that, because we got a bunch of confidence right there, that little magical number. At 53.80, that area. Can I get you on here? Can I nail you right there? Please let me nail you. I want to nail you. 53.80 is what it says over here. If you look in the little white boxes over here where I'm circling around, that identifies the actual price on the lines. I tried to get it with the little boxes, but I'll just say it. Let's take a look at Jasmine. She might be getting some. Well, the 37.72. You are at an area of rejection. I got to point that out for smaller. From this high to that low, we want to look at that. We can get rejection, but you also got another target at 39.03. If you're looking for smaller term Ethereum targets, that's what you got. I try to cover the shorter term targets and the bigger, beefier ones that I like. That was a mouthful for Ethereum. I'm just saying. Take a look at Jasmine real quick. Jasmine on Bonnets, Tether US. My ballsy nailed it target is at 5.352 on this Binance chart, and I'm sticking with it. I can give you some shorter term targets. Yeah, definitely want to pay attention to 4.7 cents for Jasmine, as that she could get rejected there, get a little bit of a pullback, possibly retest. We do not know that this is going to happen. This could be an Adam and Eve, or it could be some form of a head and shoulders if she wants to get rejected and come back for some freaking reason. She can't get past her 382. Yeah, I might get something like that before she gets up there. I'm not seeing it really. I think that she's trying to break above it right now. According to MACD down here on the daily, which is really, again, we said this toward the beginning of the stream, but if you're looking at altcoins, you want to check the daily. And if they're just now breaking out or getting ready to break out or something, and your MACD on the daily is just now crossing like this, if it looks like this, you're probably at a good place to add to your position. Okay, on whatever coin you're looking at, this is what you want. MACD daily will be a good guide. So I would keep that in mind. take a look at KHA. KH Kittenheimer? That made me laugh. I don't know what this is, but it made me laugh. Kittenheimer. Haha. I'm guessing it's a cat meme coin. She's in good bottom territory. I see some things that I kind of if I go with more of the touches there's a little bit of an elevation between all this fuzziness and that fuzziness and this fuzziness. I didn't nail an angle or anything. Is there an angle to be respected here? Nah, not really. A little bit here. Well, yeah, there is. Well, then why are you not respecting it down here? What gives? What gives? I don't see it. I don't see it. Show it to me. Stop being so secretive. Yeah, you did a full stop down here. This was a zero touch, back to zero. Swing high to swing low, or swing low to swing high. You went back to zero. Ooh, snap it. Daily movement averages are above the 200. That's good. We got a possible bottoming pattern form here. Right now, it looks like a high heel shoe. Let's come down on the small. Ooh, did we see that big Ichimoku cloud sitting there? I like that. Here on the daily, you got the cross of the MACD saying, I want to do something. I need to be held. You're above the daily non-moving average. You're at your first starts of a breakout or of it recovering. In my personal opinion, that's how I read it. It might be an Adam and Eve. It has not confirmed. It is not fully formed to confirm. But that is an idea to look at. So that implies that we'd get back to this 29-30 cent area. It's got to get up there and confirm. It needs to break above it, and a lot of times they'll flag out above it when they confirm. You want it to happen above the neckline, not below the neckline. If it starts flagging or getting rejected there, it's likely to come back and range and do something else, and maybe make a head and shoulder to the upside. And regardless of what some people say, I mean, I couldn't assign a 90% breakout to these bottom patterns like that. You got to wait for confirmations because you can range for a while. But it is good to see them forming. It does let you know that this could be a bottom range. There are times when these things will form down here. They will not confirm, and you will get a leg down, and they will make another Adam and Eve to the upside. And what they're doing is just slowly taking. I mean, you can see that happen. It happens. It happened with Bitcoin. Back around 30 to down to 15,000. I think it kept leveling down and making Adam and Eves. It was starting to get kind of frustrating. You think that you're at bottoms if you're playing that Adam and Eve without waiting for confirmation and jumping in. Yeah, I did a few of those. I got my fill of that. That was Sam Bankman-Fried just in that November day just said, "Fuck the Adam and Eve." Screw your Adam and Eve to the upside. I'm dumping this market. Oh, Sammy. Yeah. This is best to fib this one out. Best to fib her out. Did we fib? We went top to bottom to see her come back to the zero. Now, I'm pretty safe to say we can bring out the master fibs. Swing hard, swing low. I'm getting that wick. I'm getting it all. Look at that 618 coming in there. Nice little area. Probably not going to get past it on the first go. It's a lofty target to stick with. Give me a solid line. Color it yellow. All these look good. You got, and all the moving averages are hanging out right here. And if you look to the left of that 236 and you see that it was also resistance over here, it was support. That 236 usually identifies with the Fibonacci. Most of the time you get the most ideal support resistance flips. It can just nail them beautifully. I'm often amazed when I just look out. And what this means is that Minion is such a good area here to add this to your bag or even take a position of Kitten Hammer if you believe in it. She's got some work to do, but her moving averages over here, even though they flip. The main 5 flip. I'm getting a flip of the 360 and Lucy. They're gonna, this area, she's gonna have to fight through here, and you make sure. Hopefully, she come back above it and flag. So for short term, that's your best target. My personal opinion is around 37 cents. We're sitting at what 23 cents, and that's a nice little come up. If you degen in, which that's not waiting for a confirmation at the bottom, but there's a way that you can do that, right? So if you're looking at the Adam and Eve possibilities, I'm saying, look, an Adam and Eve, and you want to get in and you're thinking about it, well, the best way I've found is you look at the local patterns and you got to break out of a falling wedge or a channel. Channel idea is how I read it, because touchy touch, and wick touch. And so, yeah, buying the breakout of that at 21.5 cents would have been a great little thing to start looking at, getting above the 9 moving average through there. She's got a measure move that looks like we almost touched right there, and it's just getting past these areas right here. So we can get a little nitty gritty on some of these patterns down here, but it's still going to come back up to this dotted line, that neckline. It's going to come to that one. And to this one, or come to there. I mean, those are the target. That's the high. It's got to get past to make its higher high, right? It's got to get past this area, or else range here further. But it looks promising. That's some good gains, right? What is that? 50% gains? Not bad. Break past that area, and then we start getting these other targets. Well, this is the discount zone. It pays off when you get to the 618 and you get 175%. Let's take a look at Omni. We are an hour and 33. I think my thing went off and I didn't hear it. Omni USD. I'm just leaning back and getting chill. We got a super chat. I appreciate that, my man. Thank you very much. Somebody hit the wrong button, Sean. I'm not trying to call anybody's name, but I guess we get to hear the same place list again. That wasn't the button we were aiming for there. We got a super chat, and I like to. Where are you, hand clappies? A little appreciation. Yeah! $2. Thank you very much. Jedi Flip Hop says, stay golden, pony boy, stay golden. I do work on that golden brown tan. Yes. Nothing like a golden brown turkey. Omni, also here on the 4-hour, we got Lucy in the mix. Talking to the devil right there. If you can see that little devil girl, that red line right there is the 666 moving average. And I know it sounds diabolical, but the devil, I believe, is in the details and in this market. She can have reaction with price, I found, so I keep hanging on to her and watching her. Overall, 800, 600, 300, and 200 all look pretty good. So we can recover through there. I see this right off. Go to candle bodies and go to the bodies, and it starts making more of a wedge rather than the channel idea that I was really eyeballing there at first. But those shallow falling wedges, according to Thomas Bukowski's, are some of the best ones to go through. Now, usually they break out about 75% of the way in if you were to take it all the way to the apex. You can clearly see this one broke out a lot sooner, and that's something bullish to consider. That puts us up to some of these other areas. Support resistance flip area right here. That is probably a 238 Fibonacci, I'm willing to bet. I will just go ahead and color it red. We'll color it white. I don't want to jump out there too much, but I'm willing to bet you probably got one right there. Eyeballing it, I'm kind of questioning it. It looks like it might be a 3-8. I don't know. I can't really eyeball it from here. But let's see what the fibs say from swing high. Oh, we got to go all the way down to this wick. Oh, I didn't see that. Let's go down to that wick. Oh, it is a 382 to that wick. Is it a 236 to the bottom here? That would be crazy. No, we're at that one right now though. All right, so here we go. Swing high to swing low, and this wick right here is our swing low. I almost missed it. Almost missed it. Won't get twicked often gets candlestick, so they say. This one didn't do it. Where did you come back to? Pivot out. The 886 from low to high. 886, the deep retracement. That would imply for short-term trading. Let me get out of this idea. Just for if we're playing this one, that would imply that also this 886 would be your juicy little short-term target. With a little bonus target at the 7860. So we got that. Fine tune it. Bring it in. Bring it in. Color code it. That is your local fib pull, and that should be pretty strong here. 618 comes right under support resistance flips. You can add that. 1135 is probably worth doing, but I think she might be able to recover that pretty soon. She seemed to have no qualms going through that area up or down before, so that 618 might not have as much give, but the 382 right here, that support resistance area at 1009, 1004, I think is technically what I got there. That one might be a little bit of a hiccup, and that might make a good shorter term target. So that's looking at it from that angle. We didn't even try this. Look, you got a breakout. Is it a possible breakout? Not if you go up there to the top of it, but if you go to the candle bodies from up there, yeah, you got a possible breakout scenario going on here. Can we take a measured move? I want to do a Bukowski measured move on this one. I want to do the road dog version of the Bukowski move, and that's a swing high to swing low. You go from the 618, pull it down to the 0, and then you put it at the breakout. You could also do the standard, just eyeball it measure move, the standard, and if you're doing with the falling wedgie like this one is, you gotta make sure you got your lines lined up. You go up to the start of it and you pull it down. Straight down has been my best way that we do. And that should be similar, but there can be some variations there. But this is a good way just to take a basic measure move from a falling wedge. Now you see some other people showing some other things, and they're doing something different. And sometimes they get it right, and sometimes they don't get it right. What they're trying to do is an AB equals CD move, but they're doing it as a breakout. And sometimes they're putting that somewhere even well before the breakout. There might be something that would get you maybe to a 113 Fibonacci there. But we were talking about the measure move, just your standard basic measure move. And there's some conflicts. This doesn't always match up, but both of those make some good targets. The Bukowski measure move is just a little bit higher at 13. I'm going to label it because as a Bukowski measure move, and then we got this one right here, which would be our standard measure move at this breakout area. And I got a little label for it too, measure move. And we just wait and see if we can get a day when we come back over here, because it should be working its way higher highs and higher lows to these areas. And I usually get the nailed it on the fib calls, but the measure moves, they often do. Sometimes they can get just a nailed it, where you get an actual just, they hit and then get rejected. Sometimes they go through them a little bit and they vary. Sometimes you see that with a few of the fibs, but a lot of times they're respected. That's what we got on the 4-hour chart. And you zoom out, man. This is just starting, baby, man. You just starting. Oh my gosh, what else do we see here? We got I'm going to eyeball it. I'm just not even going to draw. I'm just going to do it. You got a channel here. And if we get a breakout from those areas, man, we're talking about getting up to like $24. Looks like we had another target right there at it that we did from something else over here. I'm sure it was a fib pull, and it seems like it's still relevant over here. I found that interesting. Oh my God, look, a trade setup that totally botched. When was this? This is back in June. Oh, right before we lost our ass. Oh, my apologies for anybody that might, because we did not go up to $23 there. Stop loss would have been tight though, baby. It would have been tight. Breaking the stop loss, it would have been playing the bottom of this range. And that was my trade setup, is buying the bottoms, because that's what I do. I buy bottoms and range. Tight stop loss is to keep, in case it goes wrong, all this shit happening. It was not the bottom. There was bearish divergence there. There was right there. I may have missed that, because that would have been a warning. You got signs of bullish divergence here and here, right down here on Market Cipher. Let me come back to the chat. It's about time to wind down our stream here. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Reese John said, what's your favorite coin? I don't know if I really have a favorite coin at the moment. I really don't. And the one that I keep chasing the most and trying to build the most is Bitcoin. Loki's Angel says Ondo and R. We did we do? No, we didn't do Ondo. Let's see, we got Ondo on KuCoin. Looks good. I know I've probably done it over here before. So it came back in our little pullback area here. It didn't come down to our 128 target. We had a little box area to look to try to add it in, right? A little zone area here. It looked like it did a little W pattern, a little double bottom situation here, and broke back above that. That's good. Testing it. Where are we on the 4 hour? Broke above the 100 moving average, and we're finding support there. That's showing some good signs. You got a breakout of this guy. Nicey nice. So I've got the 209 target up there, and that's an orange color, so that's a variation. It's a 1618 or some variation of it, and that is likely. And oh, look, there's some bearish divergence there too. So yeah, that was definitely a top meaning for a bigger retrace. We also got this trend line. We're still at an area of resistance so far. Bigger moving averages are good, but our band for the 5 moving average has recently flipped bearish. So we're still bearish right now. I mean, I'm not sold that we're going to break up above that one just yet. We'll probably retest and come back down to these areas or close to it. We could raise it up a little bit right to that breakout. Let's raise that up. She might get a pullback. Either that or maybe she's got one more pop up to try to get up there. That's really what I'm seeing right here. I think short term on Ondo, we might get a pump up to 174 and then get another little correction, because we're getting 3 humps and then we get a dump. Elliot, you got something on that? Yeah, Elliot sees it too. So Elliot, oh, you do? Oh my gosh, this is one of the few times that me and Elliot actually agree. That might be worth something. So he also sees that, you know, we got a 5th wave possibility right up here. He's got 173. I got 174. And then we would expect an ABC correction, which could take us back down to the 618 area. So that's kind of what I see with Ondo. So I'm looking at 170, that 173, 174 area. And we're in a pullback right now that Elliot says we might be going back to 154 or 151.7. I've got 152.5. Right there, about $1.52. That's also where our 21 moving average is coming in at 152. So I kind of like that area for on shorter term. Let's go down to 1 hour. Probably makes more sense if you're seeing it on a 1 hour. Oh, look, on this one, he's saying we got on the smaller time frame. This is why Elliott Wave gets cut up. Very subjective. Oh, yeah, 3-wave, but we're going to do a little small 5-wave and ABC. I don't know. That's not, I agree with him on the 4 hour. I don't so much agree with. I mean, kind of. I think you're giving in too easy, Elliott, on the 1 hour. That is what I kind of see. And if you're looking pattern wise, what would you be seeing here? You're connecting dots. You'd probably, most people would probably see a rising channel, or they might try to draw it in some kind of rising wedge formation. And it does have a slight squeeze to it. But these usually break to the downside. I only see 2 humps. We could get that. I still think we can get that one more hump to 174 and then a steeper. That's what I saw in the 4 hour. I trust the 4 hour a little bit better. Maybe I'm wrong. Just what I see. But she's going to be going through a little bit of a correction here. Then a bigger move can be coming. Let's see the cloud going out of the cloud and a little green coming. I mean, it's over this week. You might see 211. So up and down. But yeah, bigger targets definitely coming. Let us take it. It's been going for 1 hour 47 minutes. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do much more, but let's look back at Bitcoin right here. On the 04 hour, here we are. Oh. Well, that was something. That was a little thing that we did. Sometimes I get bored and I predict other influencers what they might be going to predict before they predict it. It gets easy when they kind of commonly just go to flags all the time to the upside. I'm just saying. I'm still looking at this 99,600 what-ish area right up through here. We're in a range for Bitcoin basically right now. You can probably pull the little range tool out and get some good information. Range it. You're above the point of control. That's good. You're finding support on the point of control. Means you might be headed toward a bigger range. Let's pull up a bigger range. And you're saying close, just right below my areas there. It's saying point of control is coming in at 99,218. I got 91,900 something. Interesting. And that's for our bigger movie there. Even bigger if you take all that move into account there. That's, see, even this can be subjective. It depends on where you want to pull your points for them, right? So those are just some things to consider when you are using your indicators. I still like what I'm seeing. That's a bottoming pattern. No matter how you look at it, it didn't play out, but it's still indicating that this can be a nice little range bottom that we can break out, a range that we can break out of. I like it. I like it. I like that we're bullish on the weekend, Sunday night going into Sunday morning. This 4 hour, we're at the 200 moving average. We're clearing it so far. We can get some candles closed above it, get that 9 moving average to cross it. That's what I want to see on this time frame. She's leveling out, indicating that, oh, it would be so easy for it to print a red candle and to roll over. So we got to see that cross on the moving averages. I do see some other influencers use the same moving averages, and they got different labels on them. But they use a 5 moving average strategy, but they use a 5 moving average indicator, but they're not using a 5 moving average strategy. And I don't know, I've seen some calls where the crossing of the moving averages that they even used would include them in whether a move is going to be bullish or bearish, but they're not in the habit. They're moving average. They don't use this strategy. They don't look at the moving average as that way as often. or even pay attention to the bearishness of, or bullishness of when they cross. And there is, when you see smaller moving averages crossing bearishly over bigger moving averages, that's usually not a good sign in the short term. And just little things like that can help you see things that maybe some popular gurus on here just aren't thinking about looking. And when you see calls that go wrong for them, there's usually a sign. And what I encourage you to do, that, okay, so maybe you fall in the same situation where you get into something and you think what you're doing should work out, but it doesn't. I would look for signs. Why didn't it? Ask yourself, why didn't it move out? That helped me more than anything. To learn this. I'm like, okay, that was supposed to have worked out. That flag to the upside should have worked out. Why didn't it work out? And this is what led me to some of these things, some of these ideas, because in the trading group I was in, there were a lot of flags to the upside too, right? Turns out that the paid trading group that I paid for back a few years ago, one of the popular YouTubes was an admin over in that group before he got all blew up and famous. So I'm sure I took some of his trade recommendations back then, because I remember lots of flags to the upside and there too. Leads me, some validations will help you, like the 9 moving average. If it crosses over that 200, there's a good chance that it's going to stick above this 200 and not fail back here again. We didn't make it that far before. Here, we don't even have it. Here on the 1 hour, we got the 9 moving average. Now it did cross over the 800 and 600, but see that 600 crossed bearishly over that 800. That's going to add a little weight to us. That's a bearish cross on a bigger moving averages. So that's going to give us, sandbag us a little bit. Again, 4 hour I think is a good place to look for Bitcoin. 200 moving average, and see that 9 cross it, and we can get some hope. Look, the other moving averages are still down here. 21 is still down here at 97,000. The 50 is still down here at 95,000. Is that the 100? That's not the 100, is it? No, the 100. Where's the 100? The 100. Oh, okay. With that, I'll just say that the 100 is over here at 95.8. So all these guys have got to flip over that too. And any rejection here takes us back to these guys. It can take us back to these guys. So we want to see that 9 crossing that 200 would lessen the probability. It would mean we have a better chance to hold above these areas and let these things start catching up and actually get a bigger flip. So Bitcoin over, I don't know if we're going to hit this one. Maybe we hit it tomorrow night. When the CME market opens, right? It should be opening, I think, right? Unless there's something holiday I don't know about. Maybe we can see that action and tap that. But it looks like we're going to have might have some stronger rejection there. So let's see. I think we look good. Altcoin's definitely looking. They're looking good. Not exactly right now. Right now on the daily, they're looking pretty good. Billy Bong Thornton says, "Bong rips for the turkey." Well, thank you, Billy Bob. I appreciate you. Puff, puff, yeah. Let me come over here and say, okay, I think we already went over that one. There's John Doe. I got to catch on my chart. Catch up on my chat here. John Doe says, "Doug, can you please explain to me the difference between the fib retracement and the fib extensions? I tend mostly to use the fib retracement." Okay, so yes, you have your Fibonacci, and let's go. I tell you what, do I have an exchange up? I got this up. Oh, I've already done it over here too, haven't I? Did I reverse you? Okay, you're right. All right, so typically when you first pull a fib, none of this other stuff is on there. It's just a 0 to 100 pull is what a fib is. So if like we go from 0 and pull to the top, that's not actually 0. When we pull from the bottom to the top, the top will be 0 and the bottom will be your 100. And it's just a scale. If we pull from the top down to the bottom, well, that is our 0 is at the bottom and our 100, and it's a scale and also a percentage. You can do it, 100% scale or whatever. That's it. Now, that is your typical Fibonacci, just given, is within the 0 to 100 range. And earlier in the stream, if you saw me when I got the calculator out, that's where these numbers come from. It's all based on the golden ratio, the 1618 Fibonacci. The 0.5 is the only one that doesn't, the little critter that doesn't look like the other. He's the only one that doesn't belong here, but he's got a purpose too. And I notice he plays a little different than some of the others too. Okay, but that's your basic fibs. Now the extensions, you can add extensions to here. And so I got cheat ones here, so I don't have to go through all the elaborate stuff that I do with pulling a different fib to get these areas. Okay. But this is a form of extension that you can add to here. You can add those levels. But what you're asking for is about this indicator over here called the fib extension, a trend-based fib extension, I believe. And I can use this one to explain it, can I? So how did I get these numbers here? And I'm doing this in reverse too. That's probably not going to make it any easier. From swing high, fib extension, fib high. Are you doing it? To fib low. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me not get confused and make an idiot of myself. Where did I pull this? Did I pull this from bottom? Yeah, from bottom to top. Okay. So I need to start here. Bottom to top of my extension. And now it gives me some different stuff, right? Oh my God. Am I going to have to do this backwards? I did this. One of mine is reversed here. Something is reversed. Jeez. Okay. I had to do this ass backwards, but my cheater extensions that I use in my regular fib come from you. I can pull the extensions from top, bottom, and then the third part all the way back up to the top, and we get those extensions that I can add as cheaters. You can see they line up over here. I had to do it a backwards way. So you can add you can add extensions onto your regular fib and save you from having to do some other calculations. But you can also do the fib extension, and there's two different ways to do them. One method is to go from low to high, and then you come back to your next low, or your new low, which we're assuming is where we're at. And then you can get your extensions to work with here for the up. And that's where we can get into our 1272s and things like that. And these are deeper extensions. And then another way, a method that this is used is to do like I did to get those cheat ones that I put on my regular ones. And that's where you bring it all the way back to where you started from. And this method is used a lot in the harmonic trading that Scott Carney does. And that's the method that we look to get those, like when they're doing the butterfly or something, it's got to meet certain requirements, the cipher patterns and all that. They tend to take that fib extension and they apply it a different way, I found, and that's interesting too. And then you get some of these patterns that you might see. And this tool figures these fibs relationships out too, and there's certain relationships that this is not my thing, but these patterns are actually supposed to be truly have a 90% success rate to reach the measure moves and targets that they give. But watching people use these things, unless it's already there and you identify it, if you're trying to watch it and play out, it's kind of like watching Elliott Wave people saying, well, we can go here, we can go there, it's just a mess. But there's some cool fib lessons that I've learned too. how far down that rabbit hole I've gotten. It's not my style, but I'm still playing with those ideas. Hopefully that gave you some insight. But you do have your regular fib tool that you can use, but you can trick it out a little bit to give you some extension numbers too. And that I play with both. And I'll try to clarify that in a video or in the Chart School series when I do that on the membership stream. So I will be going more into detail on that. But oh my goodness, we lost our 30 people. See, when you get too deep into some of the TA, some people will tune out. It's just not their bag. Or certain types of TA, like I might like moving averages. I don't give a crap about your fibs. What resonates with people is different. You got to find things that resonate with you. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and call this a stream because we are pretty much 2 hours into it. Thanks for hanging out. If I missed any more requests, I apologize. I'll try to come back again tomorrow night. Do it again. I might do a day stream too. But basically, altcoins are looking interesting right now. The big thing to do is watch Bitcoin dominance, and it looks like she's trying to flip on us. So we're going to see a little, probably the 36-minute smaller time frame. It looks like altcoin, like Bitcoin dominance wants to come up. So altcoins, you might want to take a little profit if you're going to place in altcoins because they can get a little pullback. And so if this happens, altcoins are going to take a hit. It comes up here, gets rejected, makes a new low. But once we get here, then your altcoins are going to start to move again. Bitcoin dominance is a very key thing to watch right now, and she's breaking out right now on a smaller time frame. She's broken out. She's wanting to go up. That means your altcoins are going to take hit for the next few hours. Just letting you know. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you again tomorrow. Sean, take us to the end screen. Yes, I do. John Doe, I do think 8K ETH is possible, and maybe even more. We're not seeing it yet, but the Wall Street money, they got plans for ETH. All that old school money is going to be coming into some of these old school coins, and that's why, in my opinion, that's why you're seeing some of these old plays. They like something that's proven and been around and hasn't, even Litecoin. Litecoin's got 12 years of experience there or more, right? They look at that. Ethereum, the first mover in DeFi, they look at that. And that big money is going to still respect ETH. And they got so much money, they don't give a care. They don't care about gas fees. They can bring it over to their side through layer 2s or however they do it, private chains even. They got tricks up their sleeve, but Ethereum still will benefit, in my opinion, my thought. Cool. I like it. If it resonates with you, it makes me feel like I did. I can keep doing it. Sir Lamalot, welcome to the stream on there. Were you bullish or just come back after that? Awesome. I like questions. It's hard for me to pass up a good TA question. And I will say this: if you can find evidence, I welcome you to. If you see something out there that kind of goes against what I say, like documented, not somebody just rambling on the internet or whatever. Oh, we lost the music. I need another song. I welcome that. I welcome that because that might help me learn something. So it's like document. Maybe you see an article or something, and they mention something kind of contrary to something that maybe you saw here. I welcome that. I welcome that because I'm not trying to teach misinformation at all. How did our poll end up? We have no music over here. Speed it up, man. 11%. So I could probably work on being a little faster. But most of you are saying no. I guess because I do. And some 14. So about 15% are saying, I could go a little faster. I can hear that. Good night, everybody. The music's gone. Sean? Thank you.